My name is Raven Canty. I'm a clairvoyant psychic empath. Every day my spirit guides, angels, and God speaks to me very clearly through personalized license plates. I've always been very intuitive, but I never considered myself psychic. I just knew that I was always right. But I noticed that after I had a really traumatic domestic violence situation about 3 years ago, my intuition basically catapulted, and it was something that I just could no longer ignore. I noticed out of nowhere, I just started seeing personalized license plates like everywhere. And it wasn't like I was looking for them, they just kind of appeared. You know, I would just be driving and I would look to the left and there's one. I would look in my rear view mirror and there's one behind me. And I'm just like, this is really strange. But what was even more strange was just the fact that the messages that I saw on the license plates were so specific. Not only did I see so many license plates, I saw the same messages on multiple cars. So for example, I would see God favor on a red car, and then maybe an hour later I would see God favor spelled a different way on a white car. And so it was very clear that the universe was trying to send me messages through the concept of synchronicity. Spirit basically talks to us in the way that we are able to process and receive. So before I realized I was magical, I was actually quite logical. And I think that's why my gifts in my channel came to me in the form of license plates. Like I drive all the time and the license plates are so clear, it's like tangibly in front of my face. Like I said, I figured I was pretty much a logical person. So to me, I'm just okay. What are the chances that I see this many license plates in one day? You know, the messages are specific and clear, like this is obviously a real thing. So that's how Spirit brought it to me, because that's how my mind can process. So synchronicity is basically the concept of meaningful coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. Coincidence equals a message from Spirit. And so that's kind of the first channel that I have, synchronicity with these license plates. When I left my job, I really was in a place where I kind of didn't know who I was and what I was doing anymore, because my job was something that I had worked on for years and years and years. So when I left, I was kind of in limbo. And I had been getting signs and messages that I was supposed to start some kind of spiritual business, but I didn't necessarily know how or what that was. So I had this name in my mind, and the name of my business now is Black Pearl. So the story behind Black Pearl is that, you know, pearl is created through dust and dirt, and over time it hardens and it grows into something beautiful. And that's kind of like the story of my life. I've been through a lot of stuff, but it's pretty much molded me into who I am now. So after I left my job, I literally just walked outside of my friend's apartment, and I saw a license plate that said Black Pearl. And I was like so shocked, because I had never told anybody that was something that I was thinking about naming my company, but it let me know that I was in the right place at the right time, and the transitions in my life were definitely meant to be, because the universe was letting me know your thoughts are aligned. You know, we're here, we're with you, we support you. And so I saw it right there, and I actually took a picture of myself standing next to the car, just like, oh my God. Like, the license plates are so powerful and so shocking, because it just lets me know that I'm constantly in the right place at the right time, and that God is always with me every day. The license plates for me are a daily guide to things that I probably would have never thought of otherwise. My spirit guides have told me multiple times that I'm supposed to go into real estate, which makes perfect sense. I have a background in leasing. My spirit guides pushed me to go to law school. I've seen many license plates talking about going to law school, and with all of my triumphant battles that I've had in the workplace, it just all kind of made sense, and seeing it on the license plates kind of gave me the confirmation that I'm on the right path as far as going to law school. I also want to start a charity. I've seen a plate that says help someone and charity, and I know that I'm supposed to help other people and give back, and that's also part of my life purpose. I see my family members on license plates all the time, and I see their nicknames that I would never in a million years think I would see on a license plate. My daughter, we call her Meeps. And we were in a thrift store, we walked out and we literally saw a license plate that says Meeps. I don't even know if it's a real word or what a Meep is, but we saw it and she was just like shocked that it was there. My brother, she calls him Uncle Duty. One of my friends actually sent me a plate that said Duty. So there's like very specific nicknames that appear on the plates, and that's kind of also why I realized that the license plates were a channel for my intuition. I kind of feel like I have a telepathic connection through the plate, so I'm just driving along, minding my business, living my life, and I'll see one of my friends pop up on the plate and I'll send it to them. I'll send them a picture of their name, and they're like, oh my God, Raven, I was just about to call you, I was just thinking about you. So it's almost like spirit is manifested tangibly when I'm able to see other people's names on the license plate. My spirit guides send me names of people that I've never met before. And so I'll see their names on a license plate, and when I meet them, it's like, oh my God, like I know that I was supposed to meet you. I know that you were sent to me. So I have precognition, and my spirit guides send me names of people that are significant to me. The license plates are a channel for me. That's kind of what I consider them. I know that I'm a medium, and the way that spirit comes to me is through the license plates. My grandmother comes to me, and I see her as Mima. My little cousin calls her Mima. So I've seen Mima like multiple times, and I know that it's her. So when I see that on a license plate, I know that she's with me and that she's near me and that she's guiding me. And my great-grandmother, she comes to me in such an amazing way. When I was younger, she would always talk about people looking like something the cat dragged in, and tomcats and alley cats, and I always secretly thought it was funny that she called people alley cats. It's something that was like so specific that I never even said out loud. It was just something in my head, and so I'm just driving along and I see alley cat multiple times on different cars, and it's shocking how spirit delivers very specific things that are they basically have a subjective meaning, but I know that it's her. Like no one else knows that I thought that in my head, and then I just see it on the license plate, and I know that my great-grandmother is with me. Me seeing familiar names and familiar faces through the plates let me know that this is definitely something that's a positive gift, and I'm very thankful to be able to connect with spirit so clearly. Another thing I know I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to write a book. I see this one specific license plate that says Big Book, and I've seen it like multiple different times in multiple different places. And I want to write a book about my life and my story. So Synchronicity was one of my first channels. Now I have a lot of the clairs. So I'm clairaudient. I hear spirit talking to me. And when I say hearing spirit, that basically means it almost sounds like an external thought, right? So you know how you have a thought in your mind and you can hear yourself think, you can hear your inner voice? It's almost like an external thought that I can hear, and I know that it's not my voice, and I know that I'm not crazy. And the information that I get is like so specific. It's like something I would never ever be able to perceive or get otherwise. So just really random stuff that I get through my clairaudience. I get like places that I've never been. And so not only do I hear it, spirit like shows it to me in my mind with the spelling, and then I'll look it up. Like, for example, one of my spirit guides that I found was Lakshmi, and I heard it in my head and I saw the spelling and I looked it up, and it's a Hindu goddess. So Lakshmi is one of my goddesses that came to me through clairaudience. So the license plate thing was really, you know, the beginning, because it was so easy for me to understand with my logical brain. And then from there, my channels have been expanding. I have clairsentience. So clairsentience is psychic sensations. So I get chills. Like when it's not cold, you'll just see my whole arm light up with goosebumps because spirit is around, or angelic presence is around. When I'm doing my readings and I'm talking, I get chills and twitches too, and that's just like confirmation from spirit. So yeah, I get chills, twitches. You'll hear me talking about my ears going off. So that for me is kind of clairsentience, because for me I process it more as a sensation. So you know how you yawn, take a big yawn, or if you're on a plane your ears pop, that's kind of the sensation that I get in my ear. I see a lot of animal totems on license plates. I remember looking up some angel numbers and I kept getting messages that I have a strong connection to the animal kingdom, and I didn't really know what that meant, but I always see animals on license plates. Like I see tigers, eagles, hawks, cats, dogs, bears, ducks. Like I literally see like the entire animal kingdom on license plates. So when I see an animal on the license plate, I know that it's basically like a spirit animal, but in the form of synchronicity coming to me. So I'll look up spiritual meaning of eagle, and you know, I actually saw an eagle on the way here. Funny I mentioned that. Eagle representing personal power and perseverance, wisdom, strength. I saw one the other day that said clever owl. I actually had an owl necklace on earlier, also representing wisdom, ancient wisdom and knowledge, discernment. You know, so I see so many different things that give me information on license plates. I've met so many spirit guides through license plates, and my spirit guides introduce themselves to me through the plates. I'm a daughter of Oya, which is an African Orisha, and she's very powerful and very magical. Merlin is one of my spirit guides, Ganesha. I mean, I just see so many different gods, goddesses, and spirit guides on license plates, and that's really why my understanding of religion and spirituality changed, because I realized I'm a channel for spirit. So spirits introduce themselves to me by name through the license plate. Okay, so like I said, you know, spirit comes to you in the way that you're able to receive. So part of my purpose in life is to educate other people about their gifts. And one of the plates that I see all the time is educate, educator. And I want to teach people that God is with us, God is around us, and you can hear God. We always talk about praying and asking God for things, but most people, when I ask them, you know, do you know how to listen to God? They're like, wow, like I never really thought about that. So part of my story that I want to share is that God speaks to me, and I know how to hear God. I know how to hear spirits. I know how to hear angels, and this is something that everyone can tap into. It just so happens that the license plates for me are such a tangible thing, and that's why I wanted to share my story, because you can physically see how trippy the repetitive messages are. You can see how I am able to receive the same message on multiple different cards. Like I have so many double messages and triple messages on multiple different cards, and the probability of me seeing, you know, this message on 5 different cards, I think it's pretty low. So, you know, I'm definitely blessed, highly favored, and gifted just to be able to have these things and signs drawn to me, and to be able to share it with other people.